War rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. As these two powerful forces prepare to clash, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This battle is brought to you by our channel members and FLGS partners, Warpfire Minis and X-Planet.
Hello and welcome to Season of War! I am excited to be joined by John tonight. You're bringing out your Stormcast again.
They're here. They're here to cause trouble.
Yes. Exciting new build. You got a bunch of different stuff. This is a little bit ago, a month ago now, we had the points drop in September with a bunch of stuff with the Battle Scroll update. Actually, both of these armies, this is the first time we'll have them on the channel since those changes. Nice. And you're taking more advantage of the changes than I am, but definitely some interesting things that I'm excited to test out on my side as well with the Deepkin. But John, the mission we're playing today is Lines of Communication. So we got 3 objectives on the table. It's hold 1, 2 more scoring. The twist with this one is if you're going second in the battle round, you get to choose a phase to disrupt for the entire battle round. And on a 3-up, command abilities in that phase, when they're issued, cost an additional CP. So can mess with you. We both don't have a ton of CP generation in these armies, so could be costly in the right or wrong situations.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, but why don't you take us through your list first?
Yeah, so I'm playing sort of a Stormcast list that I'd call like it's themed on like being a budget-friendly list, not really model-wise, but points-wise.
Yes.
So almost most of the things that are in this list have had reductions just in the last battle scroll, and then the one previous to that. So we have our friends the Annihilators, which are big bads, pretty scary. They come in and wreck house. They've gone down to 200 points, which is like pretty insane. So taking a couple of them's really worth it. Yeah. And then on top of that, the tax you used to have to pay to bring them went down 20 points. Yeah. So all of a sudden, we've got this combo, and I've saved 100 points on it. I'm playing the Warband, the Questor Soulsworn, which also went down in points, just like 10 points. Yeah. But they're incredible for their point value.
Control.
Huge on objective control. They can do a bunch of damage. They're a great target for Hoarfrost. They can teleport once per game. They're fantastic. The Lord Relictor, who I haven't played with for over a year, he's always just kind of expensive, and the Knight Relictor is cheaper, or I just wouldn't increase. He's gone down in points too. So all these guys are really going down in points. Lord Arcanum has gone down in points. And then I have my general is the Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger, who has just been really, really great for spellcasting Savant as a grand strategy. He's 8 wounds, he can teleport out of combat, he can teleport anywhere every turn. He's really phenomenal. And then he has like a kind of -1 spellcasting ability on his mount trait, which is great. And then to round it all off, Lord Celestin on Dracoth, which is kind of like a mini Fulminator. If you give him the Luck Stone, at some point in the game, he's going to be able to get into something. Automatic, he can do quite a bit of damage, so you can kind of like nuke something. And it's sometimes, playing it can give me that little extra if I need to take out 2 units, or if I'm worried about sort of retaliation back on the Annihilators that are going in. Because I can only drop 1 unit at 7 inches, but he has the Luck Stone,
you can guarantee
I can get them both in. So sometimes I'm using them in interesting ways like that.
Yeah. Good little extra hitter that can swing above his weight sometimes.
Yeah, and just make sure that by the end of the combat, like the Annihilators aren't necessarily dead. Yeah. Because there's something else for the army to deal with.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And then I've got, these guys are great, these Vanguard Hunters. I wasn't sure on them for a long time. I don't love that they can only teleport 6 inches of the board, but they're only 100 points. Like, they can be battle line, and quite frankly, like, with this battle pack, like, and the new Stormcast battle tactic, there are 2 grand strategies that they basically can almost guarantee.
Nice, that's really good.
So
and always something Stormcast struggled with.
Yes.
Unless you had dragons.
Yeah. Well, even then, depending on what people are taking. So yeah, I'm excited to see. This is the first time playing this grouping, so we'll see what's up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, to face off against them, our channel members actually voted for my army and for me to play the Idoneth Deepkin. I've been waiting to play them since the Battle Scroll update. And here I'm playing Futhon, which is kind of where the biggest changes were. And I'm excited to kind of test out the changes a little bit. I only have 4 sharks on the table today. Good amount, but you could run 6 or 9. I have 2 more that I gotta paint up still, so eventually I'll get to those, but still wanted to test it out here. So to take you through the list, I do have the Bloodthirsty Shiver with 3 of the sharks and then a single shark on his own, just because sharks are the name of the game. And then I have a bunch of Namarti backing everything up. I don't have good regeneration in this list because I'm not playing Morphon with a Soul Render. So I went MSU with my Thralls. I got 3 units of 10. Similar style where they can hit above their weight if they get the opportunity. And then I have 2 units of 20 Reavers who are, again, just great at filling things full of arrows.
Yeah.
Then for my heroes, I have 3 led by my general who is the Achillean King. He's got Arcane Tome and the trait to make him do a ton of damage on high tide, or get extra attacks. And then the mount trait for -1 hit if you're close to him. Then 2 other heroes. One is the Thrall Master, and then I have Lotan in here, who is my crab. He is the hero. He is so inspiring that he gives everyone +1 to wound in a bubble.
Yeah.
So that crab,
which is great.
Exactly.
It's with shooting as well.
No,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it never is.
Very
It
strong.
never is.
Used to be in the old edition, old book, but not anymore.
Never is.
That's it though. Here I was 2 drops, John. You were a ton because MSU.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 battle regs, but it does mean I have choice here, and I am unsurprised that they're gonna give away the turn.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah, we're gonna go into a Stormcast turn 1.
Prepared to execute Sigmar's will, the Stormcast battle tactic is surround and destroy. The Lord Arcanum fails heroic leadership, while the Achillean King succeeds. The Lord Imperating casts Mystic Shield on the Questor Soulsworn, while the Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger fails to cast Hoarfrost, and the Lord Relictor fails his chant for translocation. Using Thunderbolt Volley to shoot in the hero phase, the Vanguard Raptors deal 6 damage to an Alopex. Closing out the arcane spell slinging, the Lord Arcanum casts the Suffocating Gravetide, but it fails to deal any damage. Shooting for the 2nd time this turn, the Longstrike Raptors just barely manage to finish off the Alopex. While cautious in the opening moments of the battle, the Stormcast Eternals complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
So that's the end of my turn. Pretty defensive.
Yep, conservative.
Yeah, I have to really pull you out in order to have any efficiency with my 7-inch drops. I did try to break down one of your screens. Unfortunately, the way you screened with sharks, it meant having to take down 8 wounds.
Yeah.
And I almost did it. I missed a translocation, which I think would have gotten me there maybe with an endless spell over on that side. But whatever, it's fine. Obviously, I got rid of them in the shooting phase. But otherwise, yeah, just, take the corners with my teleporting units while I can. Just score those battle tactics that, as the game progresses, are going to become
Get tougher as you lose units and whatnot, yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Well, you did take 2 objectives, so I'm going to have to at least take one of them back to score 5 as well. Yeah, I guess that's all there is to it. We can jump into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 1.
Eager to reap more souls to empower their enclaves, the Idoneth battle tactic is magical dominance. The Thrall Master uses heroic willpower and dispels the Gravetide, while the Lord Arcanum fails heroic leadership. Completing a very quick hero phase, the Achillean King casts Mystic Shield on an Alopex. The first Alopex to fire aims its harpoon and precisely takes out the long strikes. Now that was pretty lucky. shooting at the Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger. The second Alapex deals no damage, and the last similarly does nothing to the Vanquishers. Launching their arrows at the Vanguard Hunters, the Namarti Reavers deal 8 damage to their target. Tasting blood, the first Alapex attacks but only deals 2 damage to the Vanquishers. The Vanquishers then deal 2 damage to the other Alapex, which retaliates and takes out the Stormcast unit. Ending the turn, the Vanguard Hunters use Inspiring Presence. As they encircle and strike at their prey, the Idoneth Deepkin complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Idoneth Deepkin turn 1, and we clapped back pretty good here, I think.
Yeah.
A few things I got pretty lucky about. One was the first shark shooting, used all attack, dealt exactly 6 damage to the Vanguard Hunter, the Raptors, which, that's on the higher end of average. Not out of the realm of possibility, but we saw the other 2 sharks did nothing.
Yeah.
So I got lucky that the one that did well was the one that I really cared about his target in dealing the damage. So very happy with that. The sharks also then finished off the Vanquishers in combat, which was solid. First one killed 1 guy, the other one killed the other 4. So
yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, he stepped up, and that was the same one who killed the Raptors.
Yeah.
So that shark is MVP right now.
Totally.
He's got Mystic Shield on him, but he's taking some wounds. Otherwise, I know that you have the deep striking, the mortal wounds. I've faced it before. So with Deepkin, I know this army so well, and just positioning, trying to spread out and create the bubbles that protect stuff and try not to give you great options.
Yeah, totally.
So that's basically where we're at, and that'll see us looking at priority for round 2.
Let's go for it.
All right. That's 4 for me, 5 for you, John. So you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I don't love taking it, but I think I'm going to take it because I got lucky a little bit with one of the guys surviving over there who can still be quite useful.
Yeah.
I can smack some things and kind of leave you sort of with your shooting and foot guys to have to really come at me. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of risk.
Especially your heroes don't have to look at Sir anymore. So.
And it's funny too because it's like I started this match, being almost at the board edge.
Yeah.
And being like, I gotta be pretty far away to make sure I'm out of the range. But these guys, the range is so intense.
Yeah. 24 on top of 14-inch movement.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take it.
Cool. So we'll go into Stormcast turn 2.
As they prepare to respond to the aggression of the elves, the Stormcast battle tactic is intimidate the invaders. The Lord Arcanum fails heroic leadership, while Lotan uses heroic willpower. Then the Vanguard Hunters rally and return 1 model. The Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger casts Hoarfrost on the Quester Soulsworn, granting their blades Rend 3. The Lord Relictor chants for translocation on the Lord Arcanum, who then fails to cast the Suffocating Gravetide. Lastly, the Lord Imperadent casts Mystic Shield on the Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger. The first unit of Annihilators deep strikes from the heavens and deals a total of 5 mortal wounds to the Alapexes. Targeting the Thralls with its Storm Blast, the Lord Celestin's Dracoth deals 2 mortal wounds to the Elves. Charging in, the Annihilators deal 4 mortal wounds on impact. Then the Reavers unleash Hell and deal 6 damage to the Lord Celestin. Fighting first, the Lord Celestin uses all-out attack in the Inspired Triumph, then deals 10 damage to the Reavers. One Alapex deals 3 damage to kill an Annihilator, then the Questers take down the other Alapex. The Thralls attack and finish off the Lord Celestin, but they suffer 5 mortal wounds from his Blaze of Glory. Last to fight, the Annihilators finish off the other Alapex. After taking casualties, the Reavers use Inspiring Presence, while the Thralls flee to Battleshock. Sharing the might of Sigmar with the Elves, the Stormcast Eternals complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
All right. Yeah, there's just not a lot of like big targets
Yes.
to go for. I got a little sneaky over there with my Lord Celestin on Dracoth. I really wanted to take some of your shooting power down, at least a little bit. I knew that I could handle taking care of the sharks, at least the 2 of them. But I was a little bit worried about, the shooting units over there. And I figured I could do some damage to your melee unit as well, and taking them out.
You did, yeah. That was actually pretty notable.
It's helpful because there's still 2 other ones, and they're also kind of like helping with your castle, and they're coming in now though. They're gonna come in hot, and otherwise like still playing kind of defensive. We didn't get many primal dice, and I had really hoped to throw in my grave type first.
Yeah.
And I got the translocation off, but I only had one. I only had 1 extra dice to roll, and it wasn't gonna happen.
Didn't pan out.
So that was kind of unfortunate because, some turns you have 3 or 4, and you have nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
So, hopefully at some point we'll get that going.
Because obviously MSU, it'll hit multiple units also, and then the 5-up. Slaying guys, basically mortal wounds it can be devastating.
Yeah, it could have done. I think it could have done a lot of work on the bows, and there was a way to fit it right in there.
Yeah, and you did though kill 10 of them.
Yeah,
and then you killed the 10 thralls.
Yeah.
So the Celestin managed to take down 20 Namarti in total. Yeah, which is pretty solid.
I think as long as I can somehow avoid the double turn. It's still kind of like a game. Yeah. So we'll see. It's cool.
Yeah. So with that, I guess we can just jump into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 2.
Eager to avenge the Achillean lives lost, the Idoneth battle tactic is intimidate the invaders. The Achillean king fails heroic leadership while the Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger succeeds. Then the Achillean king casts Mystic Shield on himself. The last remaining Alapex deals 1 damage to the Annihilators with its harpoon, and the wounded unit of Reavers deal 5 wounds to the Questers. Splitting their fire, the large unit of Reavers take out the Annihilators, but only deal 2 damage to the Questers. Charging in, the Achillean king deals 1 mortal on impact, then uses Lord of Tides on himself and both units of Thralls. The first unit of Thralls attacks, but deals only 1 damage to the Questers. The second unit of Thralls then deals 3 damage to the Questers, and the Achillean king is forced to finish them off himself. Clearing out the immediate threats, the Idoneth Deepkin complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Well, Deepkin turn 3 went pretty well.
As expected.
Yeah, not like... There's stuff that you're keeping safe, heroes and one of your units of Vanguard Hunters. So what's in the center on the objectives, I just piled all in on. Got my charges off for the most part besides the shark. And I honestly was debating whether I used the fight first ability or not. Yeah. Maybe the king still could have done it on his own.
It would have forced you to go with him first.
Yes. Yeah. I guess he's not even as good without that buff, so he would have been less attached too. So I did it because I didn't want to take any hits back on my Thrall. So I was hoping I would at least get to fight with 2 units first and wipe them. So the Thralls each attacked, but one of the things that Namarti suffer with is they're only rend 1, so...
Took all of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Namarti combined, 20 Thralls only did 4 damage to the Questers. Yeah. Which is not much for what Thralls can do. But in the end, the king finished the job and we did what we needed to, which was secure the objective, only took 1 casualty back, so very happy about that. And you have, I know, some your utility heroes are all there, but in terms of your big hammers now, you just have 1 unit left up in the sky. So I am now more exposed to being hit by them, and you can get into what you want, but I have enough where I feel kind of fairly comfortable with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that'll lead us into a turn 3 priority roll.
Alright, God, here we go. 4.
That's a 3.
I needed that. Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll jump into Stormcast turn 3.
On their back foot, but with unshakable faith in their God King, the Stormcast battle tactic is secure the battlefield. Inspiring their forces in the crucial moments of the battle, the Lord Arcanum and Achillean King both use heroic leadership. The Lord Relictor chants for translocation on the Lord Imperatant, who then casts the Aether Void Pendulum. The Lord Arcanum fails to cast the Suffocating Gravetide, though the Arcanum on Griffcharger does cast Mystic Shield. Sweeping forth at the end of the hero phase, the Aether Void Pendulum deals 5 mortal wounds in total. Deep striking from the heavens, the Annihilators deal a total of 3 mortal wounds as they land. The Vanguard Hunters open fire, but aren't able to deal any damage to the Reavers. The Annihilators charge in and take out the Achillean King with their impact mortals, then attack and finish off 1 unit of Thralls. Fighting on despite the odds, the Stormcast Eternals complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Alright, so, at this point, I need to score points. You had finally come out, so I was able to take out your general, which was great.
Yep.
Their mortal wounds on impact is just
Huge.
so intense. And then I was able to take out the rest of the Thralls. So there.
Yep. And I would have actually had to spend a CP on to inspire those ones.
Right, yeah. So it was sort of a choice over here to leave this shark or take him out. I ended up leaving him. I have had to, teleport my general into a very open spot. However, he's protected at the moment with Mystic Shield. He can do Finest Hour. He's got 8 wounds. Even if he does get in combat, as long as it's not a double turn, he can escape out of it.
Yeah.
It's worth the risk at this point. If the hunters, I was saying a lot of the maps do have objective markers that are within 6
Of an edge.
like all the ones when they're down here.
Yeah.
But this map doesn't have it, so I couldn't use them to take.
So they're not.
objectives.
That's one thing they're great at, right?
Yeah, because late game you use it to just steal your enemy's objectives in their home area, right?
Yeah.
But this map you can't do it, so I had to put them out there. Some of my other guys, I'm just pushing forward to get endless spells out and start doing damage as much as I can.
Makes sense.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, well, you did. That is a pretty good blow. 10 Thralls. I only have 6 left, and then my Achillean King. That's a good chunk of the rest of my combat output. Mm-hmm. Still got lots of bows.
Yeah, they're gonna start. Red one.
Red one, exactly. So,
Red one.
So still gonna just try and sneak some arrows through the cracks.
Yeah.
But we'll do that going into Idoneth Deepkin turn 3.
Looking to eliminate all remaining resistance, the Idoneth battle tactic is Assassins of the High Tide. Loten uses heroic willpower and dispels the Aether Void Pendulum, while the Lord Arcanum on Griffcharger uses their Finest Hour. Launching its harpoons, the Alapex deals 3 damage to the Lord Imperatant, then the Reavers pile on 2 more wounds. The other unit of Reavers uses all-out attack and deals 7 damage to the Annihilators. In combat, the Alapex attacks first and takes out the last Annihilator. Continuing to devastate their foes, the Idoneth Deepkin complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Deepkin turn 3. We're still filling you full of arrows and finish you off in combat with the shark, which didn't really matter, but allowed me to pile in and take this objective.
Yeah.
Just makes it harder for you to take it back and score points in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I put these Reavers close, hoping I would be able to finish off the Lord Imperatant, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. And to take the objective, not knowing if I'd be able to take that one also. Mm-hmm. So they're Stormcast heroes can still hit. They can do 8 damage each.
Yep.
So they're not, super safe there, but I feel obviously it's got rid of the Annihilators, which is the last big hammer.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like I'm going to be chasing down the last couple pieces
You're in a good
final
position,
chance, yeah.
and also the double will end it. So
Well,
here we go.
let's jump into it. Going into round 4, priority.
5.
That's off the table, doesn't count. So re-rolling. That's a 1. So
I've had every single one so far. It's been very lucky. I'm definitely taking it.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So we'll jump into Stormcast turn 4.
Somehow finding themselves still in the fight, the Stormcast battle tactic is led into the maelstrom. The Lord Imperator heroically recovers 2 wounds, while Lotan uses heroic willpower. The Lord Relictor chants to translocate himself, then the Lord Imperator casts the Ether Void Pendulum. The Lord Arcanum fails to cast the suffocating Gravetide. Then the Arcanum on Griff Charger casts Merciless Blizzard and deals 18 mortal wounds to the Reavers. So I guess the game isn't over yet. Using Forward to Victory to make their charge, the Vanguard Hunters close with the Reavers, aiming to complete their battle tactic. The other unit of Reavers unleashes Hell and deals 5 damage to the Lord Arcanum as he charges in. The Lord Arcanum fights first and kills 4 Reavers, who then attack back and deal the last wound to finish off the Lord Arcanum. While giving themselves every chance they can, the Stormcast Eternals fail their battle tactic and score just 1 point.
Good turn.
That turn was super fun.
I hate Blizzard.
I'd been really excited.
It was fine, but yeah,
when I saw
kills me.
units within 12 inches of my general.
Yeah.
And so I got the Blizzard off barely. We only got 1 primal dice of potentially 3 for me. So that was kind of sketchy. I was a bit worried about that. I got the 12 on the 12. And then because he has that -1 to dispelling, it meant you would have to roll a 14.
Yeah.
And so I felt good about that. I did 18 mortals, 18 mortals on your bowman, and
I actually owe you a battle shot here. Sorry to interrupt. I owe
okay.
you a battle shot. I'm losing D6 -1, so you could actually take the objective because of that. No, so I'll lose 1 die.
Okay.
So could have gotten you 2 extra points actually there.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I teleported around. I got in position, to get my battle tactic, and I missed a 5-inch, 4-inch roll here.
Yeah.
But I couldn't use the reroll on him because I had to get my battle line in. So I ended up getting it on the reroll over there. But by that point, when my hero went in, only having 1 hero over here, he got Unleash Held, took almost his wounds. He had 5,
left. Yeah.
so he only had 1 left, and then I had a 2 up on 2 dice on his saves, and I rolled a 1, so he died. And I missed any of my charges in here. I was saying after, I probably should have been a bit more aggressive and made sure the general, he's got a 12-inch move. I could have come within 3 and made sure to get in.
You didn't want him in?
I didn't want him in.
But as backup.
Yeah, as backup it would have been nice. So yeah, now we're going into your turn 4, and it's getting pretty much to the end now.
Yes.
But it was fun to just kind of smack around some of your
Reavers
models.
with the Blizzard was huge.
Yeah.
So it's, you drop points, so I'm gonna probably have a lead.
Yeah, exactly.
But not a lot of resources left on the table for either of us now. So it's gonna be a lot of scraping, and yeah, we'll just go into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 4.
Enraged at the callous deaths of so many Namardi, the Idoneth battle tactic is deny trespassers. The Thrallmaster and Lord Arcanum both fail heroic leadership. Then the Ether Void Pendulum deals 3 mortal wounds to finish off the Reavers. As the Idoneth close in on their target, the Vanguard Hunters redeploy, but they only move 1 inch. Looking to soften up the Vanguard Hunters, the Alapex shoots its harpoon and deals 3 damage to them. In combat, the Thralls attack first and deal 7 damage to finish off the Vanguard Hunters, but they do suffer 3 mortals in return. As they take out their rage on their storm-forged foe, the Idoneth complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Idoneth Deepkin, turn 4. We got what we needed to. Scraping it by.
Barely, yeah. It was good though.
Yeah, I didn't get the CP, which meant I wanted to rally those Reavers.
Yeah.
And then you killed them to the exact wound with the Aether Void Pendulum, which meant I had to get a hero over there. I made a big enough run roll to do that easily with my first run with the Thrallmaster, letting me send Lotan over here and help help my guys kill the Vanguard Hunters, which they did,
Yeah.
thankfully. So
Yeah, I mean, they had more.
I still have the Shark left, but the Thralls did it in the first round of attacks.
They did roll a 1 on their redeploy.
Yes, so the redeploy always made.
Yeah.
We could just play this game and just roll the casts for Blizzard and
and
redeploy, and that's basically AOS.
Yeah.
But we're obviously scored the 5 points, so there's been a little bit of breathing room there. But there's loss that could still happen for sure. So we're just going into priority for round 5.
Here it is.
All right. That's a 4, 2.
You got it.
I'm gonna take the turn.
You got it.
And we'll jump into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 5.
Hoping to finally end the conflict and claim victory, the Idoneth battle tactic is led into the Maelstrom. The Thrallmaster uses their finest hour, as does the Lord Imperatant, who also dispels the Ether Void Pendulum. Looking to fall back to safety, the Lord Arcanum on Griffcharger redeploys and moves 3 inches. Again looking to spill blood to enrage their mount, the Alapex Riders shoot their harpoon and deal 3 damage to the Lord Arcanum. In combat, the Thralls attack first but only deal 2 damage to the Lord Arcanum. The Lord Imperatant fights next and deals 4 damage to the Thrallmaster, who survives with 1 wound remaining. The Alapex inflicts 2 wounds to the Lord Arcanum, leaving the determined warrior with just 1 wound as well. Man, these Stormcast guys are annoyingly persistent. The Thrallmaster deals 2 wounds to the Lord Imperatant, who similarly survives with just 1 wound remaining. What the hell? I blame Carl. Continuing to execute with strategic precision, the Idoneth Deepkin complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
All right, it's getting interesting and spicy here. So again, good turn here for Deepkin, though, is the name of the game. Led into the Maelstrom. I just needed to leave one of these units alive and have 1. My Thrallmaster survived with 1, so I was like, okay, as long as that's fine. As long as he doesn't kill him. But I left the Lord Arcanum on 1 wound as well. And the Lord Imperatant is also on 1 wound. So we have 3 heroes just with 1 wound remaining.
Yep.
Just couldn't get the damage through with the Thralls and the Reaver.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Thralls and the Alapex. So
I rolled some good saves.
Yeah. Just needed 1 or 2 more, 2 more damage, I guess, because of his ability. I went. So I threw Lotan over here because when I rolled his run roll, I wasn't in a position, I couldn't get him far enough to deny you getting within 3 of my boat.
Right.
With your Vanguard Hunters who are hiding in the corner. Or the Lord Arcanum could do it because he survived as well. But, so I can't deny that, and you're going to be able to deny my grand strategy, and, well, okay, basically, I'm scoring 5 points on my turn, got my battle tactic.
So you've got the game.
I've got 25.
But I want to get some points in here.
But there is still play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm up 4 right now.
Yeah.
Or, well, 9 technically, but
yeah.
So you, though, obviously have a play at all the, multiple objectives to be able to get, like, hold 2.
I've got
hold 2 and more.
3 teleports. That I can do this turn. 1 I have to roll for the translocation.
But you don't even need it. You already hold this.
I don't need it, exactly.
You just can teleport your hero here. And I know, like we said, the Vanguard Hunters here for the grand strategy.
So what's interesting is, like, I think I'm going to go with Magical Mayhem.
For battle tactic?
For battle tactic. I could technically do Bait and Trap because I could retreat these 2, but I'd be risking a 9-inch charge and then I wouldn't get the grand strategy denial. It's on the table, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take the magic risk.
I think you got a couple opportunities, so we can just roll the spells on camera.
Well, let's do Primal first.
Okay, so you have 2, I have 1.
already.
Nope.
No. And then my extra.
No.
Oh, no, sorry. I don't get the extra because he's dead. I have to have both of them.
Okay, so you would just have 1 then.
I just have 1. Oh, no, I have 2. I didn't add anything there. They're from last turn, from your turn.
Okay, then I would be up 2 as well.
You have 2. Yeah, you have 2.
Yeah, so I'll go for Heroic Willpower. You got a couple of casts to try and do it.
Yeah, so I'm going to start over here, I think, because it would be an Arcane Bolt. So let's just start with that, because
makes sense.
Then you'll have to stop that, right? Although that is the easier one. Maybe I save it. Because then if I don't get... kind of want you to try and stop the blizzard, and then I keep the easier one. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go for blizzard first, because it forces you to try and stop that.
Alright, so Lord Arcanum casting blizzard.
Blizzard!
On a 12,
it happens!
Do you want to throw Primal in there? If you throw Primal, it auto-casts and it can't unbind it.
I have to throw it in? I thought just 2 6s does it.
But it's not a Primal cast
You're
yet.
right. Yeah, so throw a Primal.
So the risk is, though, but if you roll any 1s, your Lord Arcanum will take mortal wounds.
But there's no 1s.
Oh, no, on the D6s from the damage from Blizzard. If you roll any 1s, he takes D3.
Oh, I know, on the 4s. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and he might die.
So that could deny your Durant Strat if you make this a Primal. If you cast the spell.
Yeah, but if I don't, you have to get a 14 to stop it.
Yes.
So you've got...
I've got 4 potential
dice to do it. Oh! That's
so I think it makes it more interesting.
It does.
So? And then you still have your potential Primal dice left over for that backup.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay, so you're going to stick with the 12.
Yes.
And I need to beat it, but it's also -1 because of the Scintillating Trail.
Yeah, so it's a 14.
So let's go for the base roll is a 5. I'm obviously going for this. If I don't do this, you're going to kill them.
Yeah.
It would deny the tactic or the Grand Strat potentially, but let's try and unbind it. That's a 6. That puts me at 11.
Oh, sure.
So I need a 14. 3. So I need a 3 up here. 3 up.
Yes.
2. So Scintillating Trail lets you get Blizzard
really
off.
helpful.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Who you gonna target?
I guess I'm just gonna kill.
There's less wounds on the thralls. If you want to guarantee the battle tactic.
I mean, if I rolled all 1s or something.
Well, he's got 5 wounds left. Or 6 wounds left.
6 wounds left. What about this guy? Oh,
he's got 5. He's got 5 aboard save. So
yeah. Let's go into the thralls.
The thralls
we're gonna blow them up.
Yeah. Roll any 1s. 1. Yeah, there's
11,
a 1.
12, 13, 14.
14 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
So you would take D3 mortals here, because you.
But I never made it primal.
No, it doesn't matter. That's just Blizzard.
Oh right.
Anytime you cast Blizzard.
Oh no.
So you'll take D3 mortals. If you roll 1 or a 2, he'll stay alive.
Yeah, that's true.
So it has to be a 3 for him to die because of his ability.
I thought that was only if we used primal. Then.
No, that's Blizzard as a risk to cast.
Yeah.
2 mortal wounds.
He's still alive on 1.
Yeah, so he'll live on 1.
That is so funny.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Okay.
And that's obviously enough mortal wounds to take out the thralls.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Arcane Bolt down here.
Yeah. 6, you got it. That's gonna be 1 mortal wound. And kill the Thrall Master.
Yeah, 3.
So that's basically it. Vanguard Hunters, like you
They're
said.
gonna go to stop your grand strategy.
Yeah.
He's gonna teleport out of combat onto here.
So
I get 5, finally.
So you get 5 points, bringing you within 4.
Yeah.
You get your grand strategy for having your general survive on 1 wound only because of that ability.
Yeah.
And deny my grand strategy.
Right.
For that, so it'll be 20. So you deny my grand strategy, so it'll be 25, 24.
Yeah.
Is the final score in favor of the Deepkin.
Wow.
So
great game.
Great game. That was Blizzard, man. I drives you nuts sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Love it here. It was a lot of fun. Cool to have that swing especially in a situation where it looked bad.
Yeah.
And it was bad, right?
Yeah, totally.
Taking out that unit of 20 Reavers in for free basically without having to put any resources into it.
And just because when you came in you didn't quite notice. It's hard.
I wasn't thinking about it.
It's hard to think about it. Yeah. I love that about this season. You can kind of sometimes be sneaky with Blizzard, but it's so hard to get off if you don't have acolytes. Because that turn I got the 1 on the acolytes roll, not on the ones between us. That was super hard, but great game. That was super tight.
And even here, rolling the natural 12 on Blizzard, and I had to roll a 14.
Yeah.
Only rolled 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fun moments in this one. So
I really liked it because it really became a game. The heroes are pretty tanky once they're in. They can last quite a few turns. But that was a lot of fun.
A lot of scratching and clawing on both sides in the end for those
1 wound
turns, but. Yeah, a couple big moments. Obviously, Blizzard being one of them. The redeploy over there. The prials early were going your way, but I got that last one, which probably was if not for that, I might not have gotten 5 points in my final turn. So yeah, some always big moments back and forth, but yeah, it was in the end a very close 1-point game, so can't complain about that.
It's the first time I've played this many heroes, and it feels a little bit like you're kind of like tied, your hands are tied, but there's a lot of spells and powers that started kind of working out near the end, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah, really interesting build to see, and great to see the Annihilators. But yeah, guys, that's about it for us. Again, we had a blast. Hope you enjoyed that game as well. Thank you so much for watching and your support of the channel. If you enjoy our content, don't forget you can hit the join button below this video to learn about our premium membership. Get an extra battle report every week.
Yeah,
that's the best way to support the channel. We super appreciate it. You get more content. Win-win. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon in another battle report.